Did you watch the KSI show?
So I've seen a lot of it, but I didn't watch it live because I was at Talia's mum's birthday.
Oh, banging.
That was a weird choice of words to throw out there after that.
Would it have been weird if Talisman wasn't so hot? No, but would it though? Like, wouldn't that be real? It wouldn't, would
Probably
it?
not, no.
Like if you said to me I was at my mum's birthday and I was like banging, no one would have found that weird.
No. But it's also because you paused after. You went banging.
Well, no, because I realised that, like, you know. Anyway.
But yeah, so I've seen a lot of it, and obviously we were in it.
Yeah, just I bought a ticket obviously for it. And I was at my brother's at the time. We were having food at like a barbecue, and I was watching it, and then I was like, I saw Beerus and that, and I was like, I've got to drive home. I have to drive home. It's like an hour drive. So I was like, oh, I'll watch it. When I get back, I'll like rewind it, and like, but you can't.
No.
I was like, what the fuck? I paid for this.
There is a re-showing.
Tuesday.
Obviously, it's Wednesday now.
Yeah.
It's yesterday and either
Thursday. If you bought it, or if you can still buy it as well. But no, I mean, I think, to be fair, like, I think JJ was right in his. You saw his video. I think did you watch it on your stream today? Yeah.
Yes.
I think, to be fair as well, like, it's a tough one because a lot of the criticism and the hate is like unwarranted, but at the same time, I think there are a lot of people who have got genuine like worries with it, and I think he took it well, and like he's like, you know, fair enough. Like,
yeah, my two things that I took from, obviously, so I watched his Reddit video. If you haven't seen it, it's very funny.
Yeah.
He basically just goes through the Reddit of people slating the show.
Well, that was his Reddit, wasn't it? It wasn't even like...
Yeah. But all the comments as well were, oh, watch him not do a Reddit video this week and just avoid it, and then he'll come back when the Reddit is different. And that's what every artist would do.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
But obviously, JJ doesn't.
Well, damage control, isn't it? Oh, the label's like, oh, don't reply to this, don't reply to that.
Yeah.
Like, it's like no criticism when, like as you're going to say, fair play to him to just...
That's what I mean. You got to give him props anyway. Like, even if you hate him or hate the show,
Yeah.
you got to accept he literally has reacted to everyone's hate and replied.
Yeah.
And he hasn't just gone like, oh, yeah, fuck you, you're stupid. He's actually like explained everything about it.
Yeah. Well,
And the two things that I basically took from it, which I do agree with, is firstly, he said it was 90 minutes. It was about 70.
well, he would have not known that though. Like,
Nah, but if you don't know it, you shouldn't say it.
it's true. It's true.
You know? Like,
It's true.
if you don't know how long it is.
He might have been told like it's 90 minutes, and then when it was all edited down, it was 70, and like,
True.
I guess
But if you went to a girl and you were like, oh, by the way, I do have a 6-inch penis.
yeah.
And it was like 4 inches.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, that wasn't really what you said.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, oh, to be fair, I actually never measured it. I just kind of guessed.
True. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
You know?
Yeah, I get you.
So that was one of the issues, which in the video he literally says, that's my bad.
Fair play, yeah.
I just got it wrong. And the other one was... What was the other one? The other one was that he oversold it because it was way more music, because he said it will break the internet.
I think it...
And ultimately, no matter what, I struggle to think of many things that will break the internet.
Yeah, I think the only people who have like... Yeah, it's a hard one too. I think like... What was the Kim Kardashian one at the time? Where the paper magazine, you know, she's like had the champagne, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that was called Break the Internet. Like,
yeah.
That was only because they called it Break the Internet. Yeah, and it is a hard one. I think...
You know, like Logan fighting Floyd Mayweather is the crossover of everything. Yes, JJ got a lot of celebrities in it, but I don't want to like slate it because firstly I haven't seen it. Secondly, well, I would have seen it by the time this is out.
Yeah,
watch it
again,
but I would have liked for it to have been less skit and more story.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's meant to be KSI's story with music, and a lot of it was everyone also said, I felt like I just watched a musical show.
Thing is, again, that's going to be like your own subjectiveness, or also
100%.
your own like imagination of what the show is, because it's called the KSI show, right? Like a show could mean TV show, or it could mean
a music
show. Yeah. And also like it was heavily promoted with artists. Like for the last 3 weeks, it's been promoting like artists in it all the way, and like, on the banner of it, it's literally just artists. Like,
but he did also promote Lorraine, Jonathan Ross.
Yeah, for sure.
And he also promoted it as, oh, it's going to be my story with some music.
Yeah.
Whereas if he had promoted it as
the concert,
it's going to be a musical concert
with
some skits between, I think people would have gone, that's what we expected.
I think one thing I do agree with a bit is that like the scripted parts, that at times they were quite cringe.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, cringe in general is an opinion.
It is, yeah. It
but
is.
I don't know what it. If I was going to not write it, if I was going to direct it myself, and I could check, so I obviously knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
I would have made it like a conversation with Heskey, but 10 minutes of him talking to Heskey.
And just what happens. Yeah.
But I have pre-prepared questions, which are what people want to know, and it's way more personal.
Yeah.
Then you have the songs of that era.
Yeah.
Then you have him talking to, I don't know who would go next, but maybe like someone like Sway or someone like that.
Yeah.
Like you do the same as you go through his time period like this. Obviously, like you would end with Logan, but you would then have him and Logan in the room for 10 minutes.
And see what happens.
And you just say, like, oh, who won the fight?
Yeah.
Let them talk.
Yeah.
And this isn't meant to be funny. It's not meant to be them kind of going, not blah, blah, blah. It's literally, that's the story. And then you get some of his music.
Yeah.
Or it would be like that. It would be like, Heskey, music, this person.
And that's
music,
his story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that or let him write it. Like, because the thing is, the whole point of KSI and the whole reason he's even doing well right now, because again, like, if he wasn't KSI, his album would just be it would be less noise about it. It'd be like, it's just another album. Because it's KSI, people are like so drawn to it. And I think if you're gonna be like, the KSI show is my story, then let him dictate it, because throughout his whole career, that's what he's done best. He's dictated his own career, like, and that's why he's in the position he's in now. Like, he's inspired a lot of people and shown them you can go from like this, like the nerdy kid in the bedroom, to what he's doing now. Yeah. But he's done that for himself, like, and no one else has. Like, yeah, maybe like now the labels are helping him get to the point, putting him on this, getting that opportunity. That's what they do best. But he's still been the whole person getting himself into those positions. And I think the show would have been much better if it was like, right, JJ, when you can tell it was kind of like, it was people's perception of JJ written rather than his perception of himself.
Yeah.
Like, and you can tell with a lot of like the jokes, it's kind of like.
Well, that's what one of the posts in the Reddit video is. American Dad writers calling him a fat neek for the 6th time. I have achieved comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, from what I've seen, it did feel like it was a bunch of old suits looking at his audience.
It was that, yeah. And now you look back on it and it's like, I think the reason they were so big on like American Dad have written this, or sorry, some of the writers from American Dad show have done some of the jokes, is so that it's like a cushion to fall on.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, it's American Dad, it has to be good. Whereas like, I think even if it would may have been less proper or less professionally correct, I think having JJ dictate that would have been so much better. Because
I know obviously the directors of American Dad or whatever or the writers have written other stuff that I think anyway is real life. But if they're known for American Dad, comedy, like trying to write a comedy skit that's a cartoon to real life, so different.
And from something you don't control. Like, they control the whole story of American Dad. And it's a cartoon, so they can make them do whatever they want. It's
whereas
their
you have
character.
KSI story.
And I don't know. I can't imagine the American Dad writers are massive KSI fans. They might not know. They definitely don't know his story from the start as much as he does, or maybe someone else closer to him would know. So they are guaranteed gonna miss, And also he's got whole album to write. I can't imagine he's there with a fine tooth comb going like, "Oh, take this bit out, take that out." He's got, But I think, and that's what I think. A lot of the criticism was fair. And I think he's in a position now where his Reddit and his core fan base are a big reason to where he's at now. Like, if he gets a number one,
that's why he replies to it though.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like the fact that, he even says, maybe I took an L on this one. Like, you have to respect that, because, they're the reason why he's in this position now. And, they've also got a right to have that opinion. I see a lot of people have been like, "Oh, don't hate on him for no reason." And I'm like, well, a lot of people are unnecessarily hating the show.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people say
on Twitter and stuff.
I've seen people say it's a scam. And I'm like,
no.
You don't understand what a scam is if you think that's a scam.
Yeah.
Like, a scam would have been, oh, everyone buy my shirt, it's going to be the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Gives your money and then just doesn't have a show.
Yeah.
That's when it's a scam.
Whereas half of the Reddit was like just jokes, as you would expect. Even if the show was a massive success, there still would be jokes like, "Oh, fat Nick this, fat Nick that." It's just part of Reddit. It's what Reddit is, and his culture and his audience is. But also, you can tell a lot of people were giving actual criticism. Like, some people were like, "This is what I like about it. This is what I don't like," and making lists, and it was constructive. So, in this day and age as well, you can't always assume that someone's trying to cancel him for this. It is just a fair opinion, and him being in his position, he has to go through his Reddit and show the good parts, but also the bad parts. And I think he handled it really well. So credit to him.
I mean, a lot of people that there were a lot of people who still loved it.
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause-
I thought it was great.
I mean, you can see the budget behind it and the production and everything is amazing.
Yeah,
And the musical part
they were my
is
favorite parts.
amazing.
The music parts are my favorite part. Like I've got. I think some parts of the acting was a bit cringe, but I think like because of the writing, I think it was nice how they were in there. But I would have probably preferred it if it was maybe just a concert. But maybe that's my perspective. As an artist, I prefer that stuff.
Yeah, but I think it all just depends on how it's sold.
Yeah, no, you're
'Cause
right. Yeah,
If it's sold as like, if it was sold as like an online virtual concert, then yeah,
yeah.
and everyone you can't complain if it's just music.
No,
But I think it's just basically people. I mean, it's the same as the Sidemen show.
yeah, yeah.
Sidemen show was very scripted. Everyone was like,
I think
I like it, but it's just not that funny.
Well, yeah. Ask me what do you prefer, the Simon Show or like a Simon Sunday? I'll just say Simon Sunday.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and it doesn't take away from the production or what the Simon Show was. It's just like it's the same way some people will prefer Simon Reacts to Simon Sunday. It's just what they enjoy, right? It's just their type of content, and I think that's where a lot of the criticism, maybe, or a lot of the disappointment from fans came from. Is like they're treated every Sunday to like an incredible Simon Sunday, incredible video, and then maybe they're getting charged like £15 to see something that's like, in their opinion, shorter and maybe worse subjectively.
Yeah.
They're probably like, oh, what? I could have just watched, next week's Simon Sunday. So that's the part of it as well. But that's not JJ's fault. That's actually a credit to him because he's given so much free content for the past 1.5 decades, or maybe shorter.
That's the other thing. I feel like everyone who's bought it is probably a big enough fan of him that they've been watching him for years.
Yeah.
And
That's why it
do
got cringe
have
to people.
kind of. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm not trying to like kiss his ass or anything because I saw a lot of people like if we say anything good about the show, everyone goes, "Oh, you're just kissing his ass."
Well, we've already said we are biased. We're all biased. Of course we are.
But ultimately, if you just take it now as like, oh, you've paid £18 or whatever it was, £15 for all his content over the years, still a very good deal.
Yeah.
Still a very good deal.
For sure, yeah. You got to remember as well, like, I mean, like what? Like Discord Nitro is like 10 quid a month.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Like just a funny GIF. I was like, and then also they put a lot of money into that. I think it was public knowledge as well that they put a lot of money into this.
Yeah.
So like you got to recoup it really, and like maybe you can look at that and think maybe it was a bit much for what I got, but like Simon says, you've also had so much free content beyond the years, and
This is why I asked though in my stream. I said, so to everyone who didn't like it, would you have like everyone that's vocally hating it? Would you be vocally hating it if it was free? And all of them said no.
yeah,
And I'm saying, okay, well, if you wouldn't be vocally hating it now because it's free, then the content can't be that bad.
yeah,
That you hate it. You're just annoyed the
You
fact that you paid for it.
Yeah, yeah.
So be angry at that all you want.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. But don't start saying like, oh, I got scammed because it was shit, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Although there was that one funny comment in his video where they were like, I didn't even pay for this and I still feel scammed.
yeah.
But that's just banter, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the same way as like currently under his tweets, you got them people just copy and paste stuff. They're just doing it for tweets and for attention.
Yeah.
They don't actually mean it. But yeah, no, I think in general, I think it's like he said in his video as well. It's not even an L really for me. It's like it's just maybe not so much. It's not so much as it's not an L as much as it's like a weak W. Like it's still the whole point of it is still to promote his album, and it has done that. Like
Yeah,
like or hate the show, it still would have massively benefited the promotion of his album. So it is what it is.
Which didn't live up to, I think, his
Standard.
standard. Yeah.
Yeah.